Hi Pisces, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to July 2024. I have tarot card reading for you. If you would be interested, please head over to the website rubyreadstarot.com to book a reading with me. You can become a member here and help support the channel. So Pisces, let's talk about the obvious. The end of June, on the 29th, Saturn in your sign is going into retrograde, and I love this for you because I think there has been a lot of things that have kind of unnecessarily held you up and held you almost what felt like hostage in these like really rather difficult situations, all for the sake of responsibility. And I feel like Pisces, this is an opportunity you get to finally drop the baggage on things that you thought were supposed to be really important, and all of these necessary processes and just energy consuming stuff that you thought that you had to do, which you will now find out with, I think, Neptune going in retrograde also in your sign. None of it was relevant, and all of it was literally just time consuming. And this is great for you because you get to drop a lot of baggage and move forward in a more streamlined kind of way. The Three of Wands in the shop room. The Three of Wands. There is something that you did, something you invested in, something that you put your time, energy into that is showing up for you now, Pisces. There's hard work that's already been done, investments that have already been made, favors that you already did. I think you even thought that they were a lost cause, that you were never gonna, I don't even think you did them for the sake of getting something back. Thing is though, it's come 360 and it's now back on to you, Pisces. There are favors, there are things that you earn, I guess, energetically speaking. You deserve this, receive it. And there is something about being in Cancer season that is saying to you, open up your heart space. And there may even be some mother wounds that need addressing, where it is that you may have had your abundance suffocated, and it may even have something to do with the maternal influence. But I think, Pisces, this is really the time where you get to look at all of the unnecessary difficult things that were going on in your life and where it is that you can move on. Four of Cups. The Judgment card. Sorry? The Judgment card, there we go. The Page of Cups and the Devil card. This is something I think has to do with a Capricorn, could be a water sign. Pisces, it's almost like, okay, so all of this stuff that's coming in now, it feels like security. It feels like, you know, things are finally going right. It feels like you can finally get an opportunity to take an overview, an oversight of like, right, okay, now I can start planning for this. Now I can start preparing for this. Now I can start doing this, because the things that were missing, the things that I needed that weren't there, they're now coming through. And the thing with this is, Pisces, like, you have to get into this state of mind of being really grateful and full of appreciation for all of the things that you do have. There is this element of like boredom, but there is this thing that's saying here with Saturn in retrograde in your sign, with Neptune in retrograde in your sign, you don't have to pay so much attention to the finicky details that were costing you so much of your time and energy. If anything, it is saying now, redirect that energy and learn how to redirect that energy towards the gifts that you're being offered by the universe, by God, right? In this monopoly board that we call here the universe. Here is one of the things that you have this predicament where it's like you've got to make this decision, Pisces. Do you really have the time to squander, or is it now about you finally making a decision about where it is that you know that you may have to look at some of the toxic bonds or some of the things that were taking place in your life that may have felt like they were just not satiating enough for you? It wasn't enough. You know, and it's almost like there. What's more? What else is out there for me? And I think, Pisces, the more you are willing to take the initiative, Ace of Wands, and deploy the energy, could be a fire sign in here somewhere, and make the decision to actually progress forward and move on from a few toxic relationships that may have had you in a place that may have felt like a bit of a standstill. The thing is, Pisces, we've come into this Cancerian season, right, where it's all about the emotional initiative. It's the emotional cardinality, right? There's this beginning, this emotional new beginning, which is saying to you, there are so many things that need to be addressed internally about how you felt about these certain relationships that have literally felt like a toxic bond. That there is work and there is decisions that you now need to make about where exactly you see your life going, and what energy and what attention and what initiative do you know that you need to take now, as we're sandwiched in between these like 2 Capricorn full moons. I feel like you're going to know that there is a new invitation that is being made out to you, or an invitation that you're making. And it's about somewhere where you may have looked over someone or something, an opportunity. And how now that things that are finally becoming clear to you now that Neptune has gone in retrograde, like, so finally you get this ability to kind of see through things that were not necessarily true or not necessarily like good for you in any way. Now you kind of get to look through these things and you get to make actively well pondered decisions, right? The action that you need to take now really is about you reaching out and making a final decision about where it is that you've been avoiding doing this emotional work, Pisces, especially when it comes to relationships, and why exactly they played out as being toxic, the Hierophant. I feel like there's higher levels of commitment here for you, Pisces, and that has something to do with you really committing to yourself. I feel like there is a purpose that you know that you need to be serving right now, and there is a lot to do with Scorpio energy. There is a lot to do with this North Node and the South Node, but also a lot to do with you coming back to life. A lot to do with you deciding once and for all where it is that you need to transform, where it is that you know that you just cannot bring the dead back to life. A certain situation that I think has played out its course. It's about you processing, I think now, Pisces, correctly and healing correctly. 2 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. It's almost as if now, Pisces, you have this decision. Either you stay in 2 minds about things, or you really decide to take care of business and handle business. And I feel like, Pisces, this is something that really needs to be done. I think you've given people, places, things, relationships, partners more than enough chances, and now I think it's about you bringing all of the attention back on yourself and seeing where it is that you may have been left barren or may have been left confused because of a toxic bond. And it's about you now finding your way back onto the path, beginning to feel appreciative again for all of the things that you still have, getting out of this state of confusion and really applying yourself wholeheartedly to a decision that you're making about making the invitation towards the self, making the initiative towards the self. And there is something here about you taking the initiative this month, Pisces. And it's about you transforming, and it's about you understanding that there are certain cycles that are better left done. We don't need to revisit them. We don't need to go back. The lessons learned. It's about you transforming from all of the lessons that you needed to learn from this previous experience. Pisces, I think that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed my home book reading, rubyreadstarot.com. All donations to the channel are so greatly appreciated. Do hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment, let me know how you're doing, and I shall catch you again soon.